Hello everyone, Subert is here. 1 week ago, I did 100 with Blade Vortex Trickster. I was the top 2, not the top 1. I couldn't beat the guy because I died early on with Explosive Trap. And I want to use that to talk about Trickster Blade Vortex, if the build is good or not, and also to talk in general about how the Trickster is in the current meta and what I got out of this experience. Okay, so very quick, I want to dive right into my build. So this is the build. I want to say this is Hardcore Found, and it's as I just finished the build. At some point I just wanted to push to 100. I should have made the build better, should have fixed it, but it worked, so I was kind of happy about it in terms of defenses. But obviously in terms of the offenses we can do a lot more. I'm gonna talk into that. First of all, I want to say that this was a 5 link. There's some things I will change here. Here obviously we'll put bound alignments on a 6 link. I did get a 6 link. I did first with Explosive Trap and then reroll Trickster, Blade Vortex. That is a build that at least I know, even if it's not that efficient. And I lost a 6 link in the process, pretty sad. So I was very happy with this body armor. With Suppress, some lightning resistance, and the open slot for the physical damage, okay, from Veiling. Besides that, the Seismic Trap, kinda like it. Besides that, for example, Blade Vortex had corrupted with 20 quality. You could have had Vaal Blade Vortex 20 quality. The difference between this Blade Vortex and before is that before you will use to corrupt the Blade Vortex early on, get the Vaal, level it up, okay, then put it on your main slot, and eventually you'll find a 20 quality Vaal Blade Vortex. As it is right now, the quality is better. So, hey, you get 21 is very good. Look at the DPS change, okay? If you get Vaal, probably even better, but normally with the Vaal Blade Vortex, Science Hat is killing enemies away from you, so the Seismic can do that. And versus one target, the Seismic was very good going into that too. The DPS, I don't have 5 Wither stacks because I was focusing on AOE, and honestly the damage was good enough with the Obliteration. Besides that, probably you could have a Haze, at least Vaal Haze, and you could have a Wither support. It will be like this, Wither multi-totem, right? And a Spell Totem support, okay? So Spell Totem supports Wither, so the totem casts Wither, faster casting, cast faster, and multiple totems. And that, with that, versus one time, you'll have 15 Wither stacks all the time. Versus map bosses and unique enemies. And versus bosses is probably something you wanna do. As you can see, you drop a bit of DPS. Let's put 5 Wither stacks because I have the Wither on hit. Okay. Because I have 10 blades, I have the Seismics. I think to 5 is pretty decent, but beyond that, I don't think I was getting more. So I just want to leave it 5. Maybe we should put 4 only, just to be a bit more accurate with the DPS. The Frenzy Charge, yeah, we have 7, believe it or not. But yeah, the DPS is a bit low, okay? Besides all that, we get Frenzy Charge with Frenzy Charge every 15 seconds because of the Trickster Swift Killer. They last a lot, so you're gonna have the Frenzy Charges going up as you get into a map. Then with the Seismic, you can get also some Frenzy Charges, and you will keep them in the remaining of the map, okay? That's why it's a setup that's a bit like jank, okay? This setup, but for mapping it's okay. Other things is that, but definitely if you want to do bosses, you kind of want this Wither support and probably drop the Obliteration for Collar on point or a Craft Dagger, okay? But definitely not a bit DPS. I could have done way better with that. And in terms of defenses, I was happy. But in terms of offenses, for example, what you can do is Whispers of Doom, okay? And just go Temporal Change because SSF is a big increase in DPS. Oh, I had it already. I was leveling it. Because you can also do this, boom, chance to poison, and suddenly you have the poison cap. In this PoB, I'm gonna link it on the video. As I say again, it's not completely finished. I think you will drop this, for example. It's not completely finished in terms of offenses, and then you drop that, I guess, and you drop that, for example. It's not completely finished in terms of defenses, offenses. I couldn't adapt. I was waiting for temporal change on something like Asenath Gentle Touch. There is something, for example, what's called Asenath, dude. Okay, Asenath Gentle Touch. There is something, for example, that in trade you can include very easily, and it's a big increase of DPS. Also has some explosions by itself, and the extra aura around you on hit makes it so you have permanently the poison on hit, okay? And suddenly it looks better with the poison cap. So it's a bit embarrassing that I'm on a poison wheel and don't have poison cap. Normally you wanna put some jewels with a chance to poison, but it's got a couple. Then I wanted just to have anti-bleed. I was getting anti-bleed. Look at that, I got fucking silenced. Okay, I don't have anti-bleed. Let me let's get anti-ignite. Kinda wonky. A bit embarrassing too, but it worked, okay? In terms of defenses, it was very tanky. The thing about Trickster is you don't get Eldritch Battery, okay? And let's talk about Trickster in general. For a poison archetype, you don't get Eldritch Battery. You can definitely go Eldritch Battery, and just with any shield you're gonna get from your Ascendancies, okay? Any shield per 6 evasion rating. So you can put a pure evasion rating on the body armor. You don't have to have the hybrid, and you're gonna get that for free. It's kind of good, but the thing about Trickster is you're kind of giving up the offenses of the assassin. Yeah, with the assassin you have the 40% chance to poison on hit. Sure, you can just go Eldritch, but you can do the same the assassin is doing, but then you won't have the power of the assassin, you won't have the damage of the assassin, and you won't be as tanky either, because the combination of Ghost Dance with any seal you get for free, okay? It's an seal that you just get for free as being a Trickster, in combination with the instinct, okay, require 15 ACL when you suppress, in combination with the extra suppress spell damage that you get another extra 10%. That's another 10% more you mitigate, up to 60%, right? Makes it that you're super tanky. Sometimes you feel like you lose 2 Ghost Dance charges, but as you go mapping, you recover them very fast, so it's not a big deal. One thing I want to add about the build is that the mana was a constant problem. You can have a mana flash, but you know, having mana flash in late game feels so bad. Let me show you. Okay, like this is not bad, and when you're killing monsters it's not bad. But you start despair, 6 mixing, I don't have mana. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? How you have the build like this, man? Well, most of the time was fine. The problem was versus one target. Another problem is that I had the Minx Heart, and here I fuck up in a big mistake here. Instead of putting mana cost reduction versus non-channeling skills, and then exile first and fuck it up. You can say, well, without Minx Heart you lose a lot of DPS, right? You lose the chaos. Sure, but you gain a lot of health. And the Minx Heart, I would say, is as hard to get as Asenath Gentle Touch. You can definitely compensate. You can have a despair on hit, so then you can put the Whispers of Doom, okay, have temporal change versus one target, and have mana cost reduction, and the build will be way better. It's another reason why they have Wither support. It's too much mana. So yeah, the mana sucks. It's very embarrassing, but it's a big problem. I have Hepalira for the mana. I have increased mana regeneration rate there, and still the mana feels bad. It's not bad when you go around killing people, okay? Another option you can do, obviously, you can just... The alternative to, you know, the mana cost reduction, which is very annoying, but you put it in all the slots, I think you should be fine. And it's a complaint I have, for example, with Explosive Trap. Kinda checks his around video, and he said, well, in endgame you kinda fix it, but I always feel clunky too while you level, and it feels very bad. So the best alternative, honestly, to get rid of all this is just to get Eldritch Battery, okay, and roll Assassin. Just play Assassin with Eldritch Battery. So the alternative to all that is just go Eldritch Battery and forget about the Trickster and go Assassin. You don't get more damage with Assassin, okay? You drop all this trash. Maybe all that, actually. Boom. I think you drop all that, honestly. Just big balls. And so you're gonna get more life, more damage, and you won't be as tanky, I don't think, but you know, you'll have other things. You'll have like, you set up right, you'll have more maximum resistance, and the suppressors will be capped. Obviously you need to adapt to it, but the suppressors will be capped with all this too. You have 109. Honestly, this tree is a bit fucked, okay, you have to adapt a bit better to it. That's one way to do it. I think you got a bit less tanky. But honestly, there's a lot of room for this. You can remove all these trash nodes. Okay, they are pretty bad, which is getting because to cap the chaos resistance. And maybe get a bit more DPS or getting those slots. Like this. You can even get this perhaps, you know. You have a bit more damage. Obviously, with as tanky, this can also transition a bit better into seismic. But honestly, the problem is that with Aldrich battery, this type of archetype is very clunky to play. I just wanna say that I like Blade Vortex. It works for mapping, but can be big bait. Okay, and I will only play it as a transition from seismic into that. Particularly, you are playing in trade where you can buy Asenath Gentle Touch and other utilities. So only as a type of mid-end game type of build for you to just farm faster, okay? As a starter, probably I will still say Seismic is better. Also, you can start as Assassin and then transition into Trickster in endgame. I think that's kind of smart. In particular in trade, so you have the tankiness, okay? And with chance to poison jewels that you can buy, you can spend more time to craft. You can cap that chance to poison without having to fuck up your tree. Just wanna say that because it's very frustrating to start a league and have problems with mana. Happens with a lot of builds, okay? And with this archetype, you cannot really put life tap like you can, for example, with a champion, Toxic Rain, something like that. So it's kind of frustrating, and one of the reasons why I won't recommend this as a league starter, even if I cannot did. But yeah, just warn everyone so you don't get bait in the future, okay? It's an interesting archetype. Seismic, I think, is the main skill you have to work with, and then Blade Vortex is okay, it's cool. You know what you're doing and what you want it for, okay? But I will say only after getting the voice stones you wanna get. Also, I wanna add something real quick. A lot of people know this, okay? But someone linked me a build with Blade Vortex, and honestly, I kind of lost my mind. We was so. Do not play, I repeat, do not play Blade Vortex with Obliteration. Never, ever. By any circumstance. Doesn't matter who tells you to do it, okay? Even if God descends from heavens and tells you, you are the chosen one, play Blade Vortex with Obliteration, fuck him, okay? Become a Buddhist, doesn't matter, it's all fine, as long as you have Obliteration. People say, well, Collide on Point, you know, has more damage. Collide on Point has more damage, right? Does it, though? Does it? Kinda. Okay, this is the DPS without anything, forget about it. Collide on Point. Okay, look at that, oh my god, look at that. You gonna win that 50,000, okay? Maybe you had a bit more, okay, put Frenzy Charges, put Fitting Withering, okay, let's pretend, okay? You go from this to this, right? So kinda 10%, right? Sure, but let me tell you what you lose, dude. Let me tell you what, you lose this, dude. You lose this. Now, this shouldn't be, right? It doesn't really work like that. You not always make everything explode as easy as that, but oftentimes, man, versus Savis, versus packs, you just kill one gray and you create a chain reaction. For mapping, it's just incredible. So do not play this with Obliteration. Let me tell you, it's just mandatory. And Collar on Point, you can play for bossing, but the real reason why Collar on Point, because a lot of people just put in the PoBs without knowing. Collar on Point is good when you can do this, okay? This is when Collar on Point becomes God. Look at that. Now it's a big difference versus bossing. Without that implicit, just run Obliteration, Shuriken Rush, Collar on Point, or a crafted dagger. Particularly your assassin, honestly. Once versus bossing, okay? But otherwise, Obliteration That's one reason why you kind of want to go Seismic. Seismic with the Sonic, you don't really rely that much of Obliteration. Don't make me wrong, it's still incredible for mapping, but Blade Vortex being so close in terms of the skill, how affects only in close targets. Yeah, Obliteration is mandatory. And let me tell you, when you have Obliteration plus Vaal Blade Vortex, the build is just beautiful. So do not do it. I've seen some people baiting you, putting collar on point because on the PoB it looks like it has more damage, right? It has 10% more damage. I say, oh, PoB tells me go collar on point, so you go collar on point. But the point with you need to play the build, right? PoB doesn't tell you the whole picture. Once you play the build, you realize how good Obliteration is. So don't do it. And that's one of the reasons why I say Poison's Concussion into Seismic might be the way forward for this archetype. And only in trade, I guess you can go directly to Blade Vortex if you buy an Obliteration. They're fairly cheap and in self-found. They're easy to find, but if you don't have it, it's gonna be even more pain, okay? So I just wanna leave that clear. Trickster, Blade Vortex, does it make sense? Will I repeat? I don't think I will repeat. I think Blade Vortex is definitely better on an assassin because you need that raw power early on. If you're in trade, I think it's fine because, and this goes for Trickster in general, I think the archetype is very good. I think Trickster is kind of middle ground that does nothing good in particular. He lost Cold Out. You can go Detonate Dead, I guess. I've seen some people trying to go Detonate Dead, but there is not a good reason to go Trickster. I would say Assassin is right now the best Dead Shadow, even though you're gonna see the meta that a lot of people now gravitate towards Trickster, in hardcore self-found in particular, because how comfy it feels, how tanky it is. As worst case scenario, you can always improve the damage, but sometimes with the Assassin, you know what you're doing, it's very easy to die with him. I think the Trickster is a very weird sport, okay? Without Cold Out, it's not a big reason to play it, because this archetype doesn't have as much damage, or it's not as efficient as Cold Out. I like the frenzy charges of the Trickster. I think they bring a lot of power. You can do a lot of things. You can maybe not get the frenetic, okay, and get the another unique. It's a big problem, okay? You want Asenath, but you could get if you don't get Asenath, you could get the snake bite. There you go. Reduce frenzy charge duration. That's with 5 that your Trickster is 50% reduced charge duration. But you have the extra 200, so will be 150. That will be like 25 seconds. Frenzy charge duration. Can it be? I think it will be like that, no? And you get a chance to poison there, some damage over time, choose some life, some evasion rating. It will be interesting to go Snake Bite if you don't get Asenath Gentle Touch. And I thought about going for it, but I didn't want to change the wheel. So even though I got the Snake Bite, I didn't change, but I thought about it. Particularly in a Seismic archetype, maybe it will be better. But in any case, yeah, you're in a weird spot, but I tried the Explosive Trap. I feel it's a big bait. You go to Hardcore Self-Found, the top 1 guy is Explosive Trap. Granted that he got Lightning Coil, he took his time, he did it very well. And took his time to level, to find a Lightning Coil, to 6-link it. He had a very powerful build. I told to him, he said that he felt like Explosive Trap was pretty mediocre, and I felt the same. Even that kind of died like a noob, doing Eternal Hunger, not versus the boss. I died very painfully in the pit. I was just rushing, trying to get the first Void Stone fast to have an edge. But yeah, I died, and then I had to rework the Trickster. I felt like Explosive Trap, there's no point of making Explosive Trap unless you are trade and unless you just really want to do bossing. As a league starter, I don't see it, maybe it's a secondary tool, but I feel like this archetype Poison is the way to go with Trickster and with Shadow in general. Okay, since the Saboteur, sure, you have this node, damage penetration, elemental resistance, critical strike, and critical multi against more enemies. Explosive Trap will make a bit more sense, but you don't have anything else really. The Saboteur is kind of bad. So you are an Assassin and Trickster. Assassin excels and critical and poison, and Trickster excels, I guess, at frenzy charges and being defensive. So with that in mind, it feels like poison is the way to go. I felt like I was leveling my Explosive Trap, leveling with I leveled the Explosive Trap with Fire Trap, then Explosive Trap right away. Some people go Line Trap. I didn't like line trap for reasons in the past. I didn't even try this season. And I feel like the best way to level a Shadow series right now is with Poisonous Concoction. The level with a Trickster will be something like this, okay? With Poisonous Concoction, we'll get down here. We get Entropy first. Don't get Charisma yet. Holy shit. There you go. Subvert, man. It's not like you haven't leveled with Poison Concoction before. With something like that, and then you can go up there, get some life. The usual, you know? And get, not that one, this one. And I'm misclicking everything. And this is more or less what you go for as a Trickster. And you can get some HP. And in hard can get this early on, actually. And then you go up there, okay? And this with Poisonous Concoction, go Caustic Arrow into Poisonous Concoction. There's probably more efficient way, but I feel very safe with Caustic Arrow at one. Okay, so if that's the way to level, and I think it's the best way to level, honestly, how does the Trickster translate that into an endgame will? And I feel here you have the options of going right away into Seismic. I think it's the best option. You go Seismic, you get your Void Stones. Particularly trade is going to feel very, very good. You have the new Seismic. I need to try. I guess I'll make another video once I try, but I need to try a new Seismic. You can have up to 6 Seismic plus an extra 7 if you get the over-prepared. So that will mean that, so with 7 Seismic is not only more damage, it's better cleaning maps and more frenzy generation. So I'll have to think on ways of really abusing that. Maybe Snake Bite, even though Asenath is such a good quality of life. But maybe I try something else there. And once you got the Void Stones, what you do the Atlas, now you can transition into something like Blade Trap, right? Then you can transition into something like Blade Vortex. I think it excels for mapping. Once you have 1 or 2 Void Stones, I think just for the push to 100 or just to power farm, I think Blade Vortex is better. You can have again the Vaal Blade Vortex, probably better with its 20 quality. You can have the 21 level and a Seismic Trap support. It's up to you. With Seismic, you can go Exanigate, obviously. You can go Async Blade Trap with Withering Touch support. Works very well too. Once you transit to Blade Vortex, honestly, you don't need the Seismic. If you go full transitor into Blade Vortex and you think that you're gonna do any bossing. I've seen, for example, the top 1 assassin. I said that don't copy assassins because you're a Trickster, you need to do something else. But I like it a lot, the new Blade Blast synergy with Blade Vortex. I didn't try, but maybe that's the meta. I mean, the assassin that got top 1 was super fast. I think it was top 20 global or something like that. It's a guy that is a machine doing 1 to 100. So, could make sense, okay. Seems interesting. But I think that's more or less the best thing to do with a Shadow in general, whether you're a Trickster or Shadow Assassin. Probably is Poisonous Concoction, Seismic, okay, and then maybe you wanna do mapping, particularly in trading, you wanna go Blade Vortex. Anyway, that's my experience with Trickster this season. I'm gonna play an Assassin next and do some bossing. After that, I wanna do some other leveling. I wanna do more characters because I wanna do the hardcore self-found unique ladder, okay? So, I don't know, tell me what you think in the comments. What's your experience with Trickster this season? And if you agree with me that Poison Seismic is probably the way to go right now. Even that it's not super thrilling because, yeah, you go Seismic, might as well go an Assassin, right? But I like Trickster in terms of defenses, felt very good. So, yeah, let me know what you think. I hope you liked the video. See you in the next one.